Welcome to Casting 101. In this segment, we're going to talk about presentation. Now, what I mean by presentation is the manner in which you're offering your fly to the trout in order to hopefully entice it to striking your fly. You know, just like if you go to a five-star restaurant, you're not going to eat the food if they just slop it on the plate and throw it out there. You need them to fluff it up a little bit, add some presentation to it. The trout isn't going to eat your fly if you just sloppily cast it down there and splash it around. You need to have a good presentation. What I mean by that is you want to cast softly so that your fly just alights on the surface of the water. You need to choose your casting angle so that your line isn't spooking the fish, and you also need to achieve what's called a drag-free drift so that your fly is naturally drifting down the current just like it was a natural insect. So I have this boulder here, and I think a trout is laying just behind it. It's a good looking lie. I've got a nice soft current where the boulder kind of breaks the current. I've got some, it's a good place for the fish to feed because you got that fast current coming next to the slow current where insects will drift down just like a little conveyor belt. And what I'm going to try to do is cast right up onto that conveyor belt and allow my fly to just drift into the fish's viewing window. The first thing I need to do, make sure I'm casting from the right angle. Here I've chosen a downstream position so that, and just off to the side so that when I cast, my fly line isn't spooking the fish. The second thing I'm going to do, make sure when I cast, I stop high so that my fly just alights on the surface of the water rather than splashing down. I want to make sure that my fly line fully extends so that I don't get a sloppy cast and spook the fish. And in order to do that, all I'm going to do is make sure I stop high so the line extends out normally. And then once the fly hits the water, I just allow it to drift naturally through the fish's viewing window, just like so. There are many ways to achieve a drag-free drift. One of them is mending, which we'll talk about in another segment. The way I've chosen here is just by choosing my casting position wisely. Because I'm presenting from a downstream angle, my fly naturally drifts slowly through the current without any drag. If I had chosen a different angle, say a cross stream or upstream, my fly might drag in the current, but in the downstream angle, because there's no drag on my fly, I can present it with a natural dead drift. And hopefully, if I get a good presentation here, I'll get a fish to come eat my fly.